Well, this is a project I've been planning for more than a couple years now. This is my custom car hauler bus. Car goes in the back, living quarters in the front. And while it works as is, there's a lot of things I've wanted to do. And it's kind of got to the point where I've kind of just got to strip it down and renovate it, basically, to get all the things that are broken, fixed, stuff that's never worked, stuff that worked at one point in time, and upgrade it. You know, we're all about this. I can't resist a good upgrade, and I got a lot of them for this thing. So when my buddy Billy was in town, he needed a RV spot for the week, so I moved this thing and expected to start on it then, but you know, like any good rabbit hole, I decided to do a little more searching and finding parts and pieces, and I think I got everything now to do the whole thing. Alright, well, today we're getting back to work on my car hauler bus here, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to finally have this thing out of the woodwork. Quite literally, I had to trim a bunch of trees that were growing into it. So for those who don't know, this thing's half living quarters, half garage. Car goes in the back. It is a really neat setup, but as with all RV bus kind of combinations, you know, there's always things that are broken. And in this case, we got quite a few things that are broken that we need to fix to get this thing into event shape. Not only that, hold on, I'm meeting you on the other side. But we've also got a bunch of upgrades to do to make this thing better, more enjoyable, nicer to use, more features. And the features also filthy. We got a long list. We got a laundry list to do, and jibber jabbering isn't going to get it done. I need to get to work. So first things first, we're going to get an easy one out of the way because I've already done the legwork to figure out what was needed. Should be pretty satisfying. It'll realistically help us out with the other projects. So this is sketchy. These doors are incredibly heavy, and it's one little latch that's holding them up. And I finally found the solution to that. A little trial and error. Let me show you. So this is one without the fix. Ugh. See, it just wants to fall. This is the one I did on my trial and error on. Which again, it took quite a bit, but as you can see, makes a big difference. You almost don't even need the latch, which I set up to activate the lights. So anyway, it's almost kind of takes a little effort to close now, but pretty much perfect. And we won't have to worry about these doors chopping us in half while we're working, because they're going to be in and out of the underneath, inside, garage, all of it. Again, we have a lot to do. But I also figured out some pretty exciting stuff that'll make some of the projects a lot easier and nicer. And also my awning's about to fall off because it was trying to open and close by itself in the arms event. So, yeah, I need to get to it. Alright, let's start getting these on. Alright, let's try not to slam this thing down on our heads, shall we? Alright, well, this one was a bit of a struggle, but I got it. It's like this one's a little short, so you kind of have to push up to get the latch, but otherwise, fix that front latch, but piece of cake. Alright, whew. Once you get one on, it's pretty safe because you can release the latch on the other and you're alright. These doors are heavy as heck, so really don't want one crushing me. Oh, I'm missing a washer. There it is. There's some waste. Either I cut through the cord or the cord. Sure, that was a healthy shock. Ow. This is one thing I do hate about the bus. That sucks. Thought I cut into it, but I didn't. So don't know why it shocked me. Well, I found the other end. See if that works. A little reinforcement. Aha! Now it shuts like the other ones. Alright, check it out. It's freaking blazing hot. But we got one. We got two. We got 3, 4. Oh, we got 5. Alright, one project done. Now, since A, it's blazing hot out. Oh, that might change things. What I was going to say is I got this new pressure washer. It's a little more powerful. I want to wash this thing off. It's really bothering me just how nasty it is. But then we got to move inside and fix something that's been broken since I got the bus. But let's see about rinsing this thing off real quick. The really nice thing is they almost all shut pretty nice. Okay, let me get this pressure washer out. See if we can get rid of this nastiness. This is nasty. Put you back inside for a minute. Because otherwise you will most certainly overheat. It's toasty. Alright, gotta try to get this in before the rain. Turn the water on, let's give this a go. I think that's it. Well, you abandoned posts because you overheated. Wasn't even in the sun, but no, it's I'd say 50, probably 75% chance it's about to come down. You know, I knew I should have gone with 100%, but just looking at the clouds, it seemed like it might miss us. It's getting pretty wicked out there. Lost power several times already. Oh yeah, it's coming down, baby. Some torque done. Also be a good test to see. I can't see. See if we got any leaks. This thing used to leak. Looking okay. Part of why I want to clean the roof is I'd like to get up there and reseal it. Oh, we got a little drip there, and then I know this had leaked when I had the slide out and the AC on, but I think we're okay. That also could be from the pressure washer that was blasting these things. Okay, it's looking okay. That's good. Always a good sign. I feel like I've had some water. Oh yeah, right here. Yep, right up there. So we got that one. This side looks okay. Okay, so this is something that has been broken since I got the bus. Oh no, did I ever turn the inverter back on? Shoot. Alright, hold on. I gotta go turn the inverter on so I can see in here. It's the shower. So it's disconnected underneath. You can see this. It's opened up for whatever reason. I mean, I've never used it. It would be really nice to have a shower. Like, one of the benefits of staying at the track is be able to, like, finish driving and then go shower immediately. So, anyway, let me go turn this inverter. I'm gonna break the rain by myself. Let's go turn this inverter on and start taking this thing apart. So, yeah, I'm hoping we just need to replace some hoses, you know? It's just a matter of if we can get to them without cutting the wall open anymore. But if we have to, we have to. I don't think I've actually ever stood in this shower. Oh yeah, that's not bad. And if I gotta cut this tile out, maybe I'll go race bus and make a... What do we think? think this comes apart. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. That would be why they just capped it off. Have to cut this wall open, I think. I gotta go back and get more tools again. Oh gosh, alright. Well, I'm gonna level with you. I try to be able to do a lot of different things. I like being able to do all my own stuff, but one of those things that I have no experience in is tile work. It's just something I've stayed away from. Just like body work on cars, when it comes to house style projects, tile work is just something that has never drawn me in. It's not something I ever really wanted to have to do, but here we are. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And I was trying to be nice to these pieces and just break it off in one piece, but that wasn't happening. But I'm gonna end up having to do this whole center so I can actually get in here and figure out what's wrong and replace this stuff. Now, I was hoping once I got that first piece off that I would see a nice access hole and that we could get in here comfortably and do the rest of this, but that clearly is not the case. So, yeah, it's time to make a big old mess of tile. Luckily, I did put down that piece of cardboard because I would have been regretting it if I didn't when these shards of tile were smashing down like, dang, World War II or something. But, yeah, basically, we got to break all this tile off so that we can get into this wall. And I stopped playing nice and just started smashing them with the hammer, breaking them up, and then breaking them off. And let me tell you, that is the way to go. That is the much easier way to do this. That is for sure. So now we've got to figure out how to get into the wall. And we got to make sure there's nothing in the wall that we don't want to drill into when we drill into it to get into the dang wall. So I drilled a initial access hole. It looks like it's mostly just some plumbing back there that we are going to be replacing, which is the whole point of doing this because allegedly the plumbing is messed up. And yeah, hit it with a jigsaw. I mean, I will say bus is built sturdy. This is like 1-inch thick plywood. This stuff's solid. But yeah, little tricky to cut. So I'm trying to be strategic and not just cut the whole wall out, like I'd love to just rip the whole thing out and rebuild every last bit of it from scratch, which who knows where this rabbit hole will lead. But I just want to work and shower. That's nice and clean. So we're gonna try to do that with minimal destruction. Yeah. Bit of a mess. Let me show you real quick. See, that one's cracked. So when I got the bus, I was told that this leaked, and so it's disconnected down underneath in that cabinet. So we're basically gonna run new hoses and just replace everything. What in the world is that? So obviously we're gonna have to build a new cover, but I want to do it in a way that is removable in the future. Serviceability. I like serviceability. Big fan of serviceability. Alright, I'm just gonna cut these. That was my plan B. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure these just pop straight down, so they shouldn't be too terrible to replace. I'm just gonna verify the size. I can't quite see. You can see that broken piece. Get some parts and pieces. Alright, got our new shower set up. Oh, sweet. It does chop out that tub bottom part. So I've got to figure out just how I want to mount this. Oh, real quick. See, this was the issue before. This wouldn't shut all the way, so it'd be sticking out. So then when the water would run down, it would land right on the top and go in. But now, pretty dry in here. Hit my switch. Oh, I'm gonna need another pair of pliers for this job. So it was 3/8. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, maybe not. Well, unfortunately for us, this is kind of an odd size of PEX. Maybe it's standard size for RVs, but not for the hardware store. They really only had, this is 3/8, they really only had a 1/2 inch, so we're going to have to upsize these to 1/2 inch. But I mean, hey, should hopefully mean at least a little better water pressure in the shower, and I'm all for water pressure. That one's tight. Got both our pieces, and we've got some new, I went with 1/2 inch just because it's a more common size. Hold on, my razor blade. Couldn't even get this at the store. Not that I saw, at least. story though. It's always ironic when the part of the project you've been dreading is the part that's not that bad, or maybe it's even equally bad, but then you get into another part of it and that part is really not good. And that so far is fishing these lines up through. Pulling the one out was relatively easy, but then when I went to pull the other one out and I saw how freaking twisted pretzeled the shape was for wherever it routed, I realized this was not going to be so straightforward, literally and figuratively. I was trying to fish these things through. I realized I probably needed to open up the hole and see if I could get in there, and with the camera I saw some not so great things. Alright, well, I finally got my wire fishing tape through, so I'm going to try to pull one up. I need to check and see if I ended up going through the bottom hole or not, because if I didn't, I want to try to pull them both through. But if I did, then we got to pull one at a time. Anyway, I'll figure that out. Yeah, I did go through the hole. Okay, so we got to do one at a time. But, I mean, I think I can get through it again. The problem is what wasn't visible from the top or the bottom is that right in between those two, well, really towards the bottom, there's the liner of the tub that sticks out, and you gotta snake around that, but then you gotta snake back forward to get straightened up and then go through this other hole and then go up through the wall. So with complete lack of visibility, it is not happening easily, at least. All right, well, I managed to get the one to go up there. I need my tape. Do the second one. If I can find my tape. This is how these projects take forever. I've been working on this for like, I don't know, probably 2 hours at least, maybe 3, trying to get these to go up there. Now I lost my tape. Oh, if I film this, I probably won't be able to get it, but just in case I do. So I was basically having to use the inspection camera to look up in there and see how close I was getting to the hole that I needed to go through, which again, the problem is that it's got to go like basically back, forward. It's crazy. It's like an S curve, triple S. I don't know. A lot of S's, a lot of turns, and trying to see it with the inspection camera alone is even tricky, and then trying to hold that in place while you try to fish the line through. It's, yeah, not the most fun experience, I will tell you that much, and very time consuming. Well, as much as I don't want to, we're gonna have to go back into demo mode. I've tried. There's basically a tiny little gap. Then there's the lip of this, and there's these inside triangle braces. So you gotta go down around that inside triangle brace, but above the lip of this, then back 180, then back this way, then back down. As I said before, my goal was to do this with minimal destruction. At least now I've got the tile method down. We're not wasting time trying to be Mr. Nice Guy to the tile. Just smash it with a hammer until it's all cracked up and then chisel it out. A way faster process than trying to save it. But yeah, we're gonna have to do more destruction. Just the way it is. I've spent so much time trying to avoid this that if I had just done this, we would have been way ahead of the game. Well, so you can see what I'm working with here. This is what I was trying to fish through without cutting the wall open. So I ended up opening this hole a little bit to lessen this angle. But at least we got it through that part. That's the hardest part. Because up here, the holes they're slotted. But it's just down here, you can see this is a square shower pan. And it's like shielded off in this corner. Well, like ideally, if this was just cut out, it would have been a lot easier. So I just gotta try to pull it up. And if I can get it up there, then we can plumb in start plumbing in our fixtures. We gotta make this tidied up. It's probably taking way longer than I wanted. We got a lot of other stuff to do. Well, even with the better access to get to this, the choke point and all of this, it was still tight, and it was gonna tear up the piece of tubing if I didn't cut it out. So fortunately, I have a body saw and this portable air compressor. Definitely a game changer for this, because there's no way I was fitting a Sawzall or a jigsaw in there to get this done. But a little cut made a big difference. All right, woo! Success. We got both our feeds. Got some fiberglass in the knees. See, got this cut. Still a little tight. I'll probably put some rubber on that, but a lot better than it was before. So Now I need to measure and make the first 3 cover plates before we make the big one. I need to start getting all the shower pieces installed. You know, there's that saying, it's like do what you're good at, or something along those lines, do what you know. I don't know. I don't know if there's a saying, correct me if I'm wrong. I think so. I think there's a saying. Point is, I am not a tile person. I've never done tile in my life. All the house projects I've done, never done tile. We talked about this, you know, not to sound like a broken record, but not a tile guy. All right, so I thought, well, it's a race bus, you know, car hauler bus, might as well use aluminum and make it serviceable. That is my biggest gripe with all the housey type stuff, is oftentimes it's made in a way that's not serviceable. So if you ever have a failure, like that one little fitting breaking meant the shower was in op for years. I don't want to deal with that. I'm hoping that my fix, rebuild, renovation lasts a long time, and maybe I don't ever have to take these panels off. But I'd like to be able to take them off if I ever got to take them off. So we're taking a little bit of a different approach to this, and we're going to be using these aluminum panels for the access points effectively, and then, you know, more, it's not just going to be those, but this is, you know, step 1 is to get all these made, and you got to drill. There's a lot of holes that have to be drilled, a lot of countersinking. It's yeah, but again, I have my whole shop is dedicated to working with metal alloys, you know, stuff like this. So this is, I'm well equipped to do this way. And again, it's a car or bus. I feel like it's fitting. So I tried to go the house route on mounting the shower head outlet deal, but the piece of wood was cracking and splitting, and it was a wonky angle. So that you get some aluminum too. You get aluminum. Now it's basically everything, just making it out of aluminum, because, you know, why not? So basically I had to make this little piece with some bends so that way it would bolt in between these 2 boards that were at weird angles, and then put the shower head at, you know, coming out of the wall square so that way all of this would actually work. And I'm trying to put this thing as far up as possible so that I can actually stand under it. And I got the shark bite fittings. I'm a big fan of that for doing plumbing work. I can do the glue and stuff, but the shark bite is serviceable. I don't know if we've used that word yet. You can service it. You can take it apart. I like being able to take stuff apart. So, pieces in play. Let's go. Nice and solid. Problem, well, that's not a problem, but I would like to kind of bolt this all up. But, like, we probably should check for leaks first before we do that. So I guess we should do that. I was gonna go down there and hook them up. Close call on that one. Guys, getting a little ahead of myself. And we gotta put the shower head on. So let me do that. And I was testing you guys. I was just making sure you remembered that part. 100%. I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds like a good plan. I like it. Alright, I'm gonna get back to work. well, now we've got the cover plates, which are kind of the structural backbone of this, in my head at least, with the way I decided to do this. But we still need the cover plates for the cover plates. So the kind of, I mean, I guess kind of functional mechanical, but mostly aesthetic cover plates to finish this thing out, which we're also going to do out of aluminum. I've actually had some stainless lying around, but man, it is a pain to try to cut big pieces of stainless. And I don't know. I'm just a big fan of working with aluminum. It's easy to cut. It's easy to drill. It holds up to water and stuff. So I just decided to do it out of this nice thick aluminum, which is also more flexible, which is kind of important for the bus environment that it's going to find itself in. So I thought, why not? Plus, we can always polish it up one day and have a polished shower. Maybe that day's today. I don't know. We'll see how we're feeling. But first things first, we got to get it installed and drill a lot more holes. A lot of hole drilling and get this mounted up. So basically, I'm going to only attach it to the other aluminum panels. And the reason for that is because I don't have any stainless wood screws, but I do have stainless metal self-tapper screws. So we can use nice stainless screws to secure it and, have a nice finished product that almost maybe will kind of nearly look like it's supposed to be there and it was meant to be that way. I don't know if it clashes with the tile yet, but, I'll reserve judgment until we get this thing fully done. I was a little worried whether or not this, trim panel cover plate was going to work and secure this all nice and tight, because I don't know, if it was sloppy and loose, it would have driven me absolutely insane. But luckily, it worked out. So now that we've got that piece in and we've got, our final dimension for the top piece, we can go ahead and knock out the top piece, get that one done as well, and then party on from this. So, I mean, it's one of those things, like ever since I got the bus, I plan to do this pretty much immediately. And I thought it was going to be involved, in the sense that I'd have to get in there and, run some new lines or something. But I definitely would have never guessed it would be this involved, i.e. making my own aluminum panels and doing all this stuff. But luckily, seeing it come together, I'm pretty happy with it. For avoiding the tile option, I think it's looking pretty good. I really do. So I just gotta put the finishing touches on, and then I think we'll be about ready to seal her all up. But one of the nice things, in all this, gotta do some upgrades as well, is getting the shower head a little bit higher. Nice. Check it out. So not only do we have it all back together with new stuff and trim, but the shower, I can actually stand under it now. I put it up as high as I could for this very reason, because the old one was like here, so I'd have to duck under it. But this one, freaking pimping. Sweet. And this is nice and solid, which I'm really happy about. So basically, I gotta get my tape, silicone carny all these giant gaps up. Which the gaps are from the tile, not from me. I don't know, let me get this stuff. But yeah, got stainless screws, even though we are going to silicone over those too. But I'm pretty happy with this, honestly. I do want to try to get this stuff off. Oh. Oh. Okay, we're gonna have to try a different approach for that. I might try to do that since I want to recaulk this corner. I'm gonna try to get a scraper, see if I can get that off. Just want to know who saw these things and was like, yeah, let's put these stupid little glass things on here so it's an extra crevice to clean. That's gonna be impossible to clean. I'm gonna do this piece of aluminum here in this corner. That's like a nice trim piece, and just silicone it in, so that way we have a nice trim piece to replace that glass stuff. I just hate those things, and they're like, if they get wet, they're gonna get moldy because there's all the little gaps and be impossible to clean. So it's always bothered me every time I look through the shower. Admittedly, that was one of the reasons why I put off doing this, because I'm like, it's got those things. It sounds dumb, but anyway, let me go cut this down. Somehow missed the mark, literally. Let's try to get these crimps done before it starts raining. Alright, cool. We got those done. Now for the part I can't say I love. The little silicone carnion. Of course, while I'm here, I'm not gonna just seal up what we need to reseal, because we made new stuff, but just gonna seal up the whole dang thing, because, you know, why not? I definitely don't want to revisit this project anytime soon, because water got in a crevice and, you know, got the wood wet or something. You know, I'm trying to one and done on this project, which means a lot of silicone. Now, I will say, I used to, when I worked construction, I used to do silicone all the time, right? Like, I'd have to do aesthetic silicone on fascias and stuff, but I mean, I'll admit, it was never my forte, and the little bit of skill set I had to do it, I must have lost. So I decided to use the tape method, right? Because it makes it easier, gives you a nice, smooth line. You know, the tape, you don't have to worry, you make a mess, and you peel the tape, and you're partying. So that was my plan here, but I forgot that you got to peel the tape pretty early on if you're going to do it that way. And as I started peeling the tape, after the silicone started to cure a little bit, it, pretty much messed up the whole thing. So I'm not saying I did my job perfectly, but, well, obviously I didn't, because I pulled the tape late, but pulling the tape really did a number on it. But I think it's functional. All right, let's take a game. That's not too bad. I messed up the caulk. I waited too long to pull the tape like an idiot. But all in all, I'm pretty pleased with that, I gotta say. Pretty pleased with that. Oh, I still gotta do this. I completely forgot. Whoops. Yeah, let me do that. I'm gonna caulk that in. Assuming the caulk has not dried up yet. I need to do the screw heads anyway. I might come up with something else for that. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. It's solid. Looks nice. You know, it doesn't look too out of place. So yeah, let me hit this John, and then well, actually, see if it's, oh yeah, it's solid now. The wall's not the squarest thing, so kind of doesn't help our cause, but it's okay. Anyway, let me hit that one real quick, and then I'm not even gonna bother with the tape this time. Maybe I will, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna do that, and then I got a surprise that I'm pretty excited about. Well, I'll be excited about if it works. It's a big if, but if it works, it's gonna make things sick. So anyway, I'll show you in a minute. Let me do this. All right, so up here, first off, we've got a mess of wires. More on that later. But this bus has this really cool built-in camera system where each camera has a housing and it's built into the body. And then at some point, somebody put this wireless camera setup on it, where they basically tie into the lights, and they're like a light with a camera. It worked mediocrely, and then this stopped working entirely. Now, I would really much prefer a wired camera system, but I also am not trying to run cables all the way to the... So, we're going to find out if this works or not. So I found the camera cable connectors back here, but the problem is these are, I think, RJ56, if I remember correctly. It's like a coax / RCA, but different. So I found, which ones were they? These ones are the ones I need. that style to RCA. And then I found this monitor that uses RCA and may fit in this other thing. But that's, again, we got to see. Basically, what I'm trying to figure out is, were the cameras broken or was it just the old monitor thing? Because the old monitor thing that was up here, for sure didn't, the monitor doesn't work. So was it as simple as that? You know, I've learned, I still have a hard time remembering this lesson. Sometimes you'll give people too much credit. You'll be like, oh, well, if they did this way, it was for a reason, right? Like, it had to be. But not necessarily. I guess we should go ahead and like just try to plug them all in, huh? All right. Okay, all 4 cameras plugged in. This plugs in. And then I gotta go get a Milwaukee battery to power this thing up. All right. Big old moment of truth here. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Okay. Well, we got the display, so now that's the camera switch. Maybe we need ignition too. No. Oh, wait a second. Well, I need to grab my multimeter and see if I've got power going to the cameras. I would assume up is on. That's how it is with the rest of these. Alright, no dice on the camera situation. I found the power wire lead, which is, where'd it go? Somewhere in here. There it is. But even powering them with the battery, like I was doing with the monitor, no dice. We ain't got no cameras. So, I just find it odd that they would all fail. What I'm going to have to do, I think, pop that one off. Maybe see if I can find another camera that would use the same style connector and like put it in and then see if it all works. And then if it all works like that, then we know we should replace the cameras. That, or it's possible that they take 120 volts, but I don't know, and I don't want to test that theory. Alright, well, I did some more testing on the camera system, and it would appear that we're going to have to replace it. So I powered them up, and only one could you see the infrared lights, which likely means the rest are toast. I need to pull them out, but I don't want to pull them out until I'm ready to do something, because basically, you know, they're sealed, right? So anyway, I'm going to just do new ones in those same locations, because to buy the monitor for the setup that's on there, the other setup, which is, you can kind of see it there, it's like $500. You can see the original camera there. So I'd rather get rid of those, replace them with the correct looking lights. Same with back here. See the other camera there? Just have a nicer camera system. Now, could still go wireless, which would probably be a little easier, but I don't know, the cables might work. It's tough. It's tough without taking it all apart. So anyway, I got more stuff to do in there, but before we do that, I want to put some water in the system and find out if our shower works. There's still some water from when I bought the bus, and whatever well water homie had who I bought the bus from, it stinks. Like, it just has a smell to it. So I'm going to try to flush this out. Alright, well, the weather weathered on me yesterday. Put some water in this thing. Turn the pump on, see what she does. Alright, we know it's working. I'm going to leave this open for a minute, just kind of flush out the rest of that bad water. And I got a bunch of stuff inside to show you, a bunch of new parts and things I'm so excited about. Alright, I'm going to let this keep running for a minute, and then we'll go test this out. I'll put you inside so you don't overheat. You're not used to this weather. Alright, are y'all ready for this? I don't know if I am. Alright, pump on. Let's bleed some air out here. Oh, maybe it's gonna need to take some minute. There might not be enough water in there still. Okay, I don't think there's enough. I probably didn't put enough water in there to prime the system. This water that's in these lines still smells like that crappy water. But anyway, we're bleeding the air out now. Oh yeah, now we got good water. Oh, it's still a little foamy. I think it was the filling the water heater. Oh yeah, now we're getting nice water flow here. Okay, real moment of truth. Whoa. Oh, I'm nervous. Baby, we got a shower. Whoa, whoa, no, no. Whoa, that's so cool. Yeah, that's good water pressure too. Dude! Ha! Yes! Let's freaking go. I should push the toilet. Okay, all of this needs to get clean. The shower. Let me turn this pump off. The whatnot, but we got it! We got it! Sweet. Alright, now we need to go check our main feed up. But, sweet. Yeah, I've been messing with this for like an hour trying to get this thing to prime up. This is the water. So this is like a nice, I mean, it's a nice feature to have because I can hook up a hose here, right? Like filling up jugs for spraying the car down or whatever. But anyway, the water heater's behind there. So once I popped that open, got the air out of it, then it seemed like we were getting flow. Let's check in here. So far, so good. Get nice and dry. So yeah, sweet, okay. Well, while it's the heat of the day, I'm gonna switch back now that it's not pouring down rain for once. Because I got some, I'm so excited, man. I'm so freaking pumped. I mean, on that, but also on just like all the stuff that I've planned to do, and we're finally doing it on to the bus, you know, and I'm figuring out all these odds and ends. The camera system's a little bit of a bummer, but there's all this other stuff that we got going on here. This especially, so many things, man. So many freaking things. Those things gonna be. But I mean, just one of them done, the shower. I gotta test the hot water here. I don't think I've ever turned it on. I need to take that panel off and check that. But yeah, I should, and then I should try it. Cause dude, having a freaking shower, I wanna clean it too. But having a freaking shower in the bus this whole time, it's never had a shower, you know? And I'm a big shower guy. Like, end of a day, man, nothing better than an after track shower. And that's like one of the coolest things about having the bus is the fact that we can shower in it. Well, couldn't, but now we can. Okay. I'm just so pumped it works. Like, seeing this shower, I just can't get over it. It sounds so dumb, but all right, anyway. In here, for the first time ever, I think, since I've owned the bus, flip that breaker on, the old water heater. And we're about to go find out if we not only have a shower doesn't really count, unless it's got hot water. If it has hot water, we can officially stamp that part of this done and dusted. A legitimate RV. So, let's find out. Shall we? Oh gosh, this is gonna splash everywhere. Oh, feels like it's getting warm. Hold on, hold on. Oh my gosh, it's getting warm. Oh, that water. Oh, it smells like that water. Ew. Hold on, this is splashing everywhere because I don't have a shower curtain. Oh yeah, that's hot. Okay, hold on. Let me try the shower again now. Like purge that out. I might have the hot and cold reversed. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's hot. We got hot water, baby. Woo! Dude. Oh, I rinsed my hand off. Dude. Oh, man, I'm so pumped. Oh, the whole time I've had the bus, it's felt like it wasn't legit yet because it didn't have a hot shower. Now we have a hot freaking shower. So I got many more projects on the to-do list, but we can have that one done and dusted. Let me go turn this water heater off, though. Oh, well, it started to rain yesterday. R2 needed to charge to have it charging, but I still need to silicone the windows. I've been bouncing around with the bus projects. Like, I kind of got to dance around what the weather's doing, which has not been kind to me. But anyway, I never remember to film. Jose's here. Hey, he hasn't seen, I forgot. He hasn't even seen the RX-7 probably since before the turbos were on it, right? Or maybe they were on it. But I was just thinking you haven't heard it start up. You got these drift go-karts. More to come on that later. I got some stuff to do to them, but these things are the coolest thing I've ever got in my life. And I was like, Jose's got to try it. It's so cool. Rocks like fly at you. Like here, I'll lead. You ready? I spent a bunch of time having fun with the go-karts yesterday, but I am officially getting back to it. I had to charge R2, that's my excuse. So basically I'm going to use R2 to ride up these windows. These ones I can't really get with the awning on. But this one, and a lot of them I can. This is definitely the type of project where you're like, man, I really don't want to do this part. This isn't the exciting putting on exciting new parts part. But I know if I do the exciting putting on new part, if I put the new parts that I have to put on that are exciting on, I'll be like, oh no, ran out of time just staying in the sun and re-silicon carny this thing. It's all these windows actually. What a shame. What a shame. Alright. Let's get it. Oh, this is definitely one of those projects that I have procrastinated on many times, and it's got pushed to the back burner when it should be at the front burner because I know that there's some small leaks, and I'm so paranoid that one day I'm going to walk into the bus to find it ruined by water. I live in Florida. It rains all the time, so I knew this needed to get done. I just knew it was going to be a little tedious and challenging. And like I said, my silicone spreading skills are not premium, and I tried to use the Pro Tool like I used to use back in my day, and it was a little bit of a struggle, admittedly. I switched to the little easy one, the plastic one. That worked a lot better. Probably should have started with that, but hey, we all learn. It matches. The color matches. You can't even see it. As long as it seals, that's what matters. The functionality is the key here. That's what we're going for. Now, don't get me wrong. I got a million more of these seams to do, but I did the whole front seam that always gets blasted by water. I did both windshield seals because the one was a little wonky. Did both side windows, so it's a big improvement. Well, it's a good thing we got that done when we did. So, I have a couple things to show you and get some input on before we start working on installing the other things. Basically, number one of my biggest gripes with the bus bathroom situation has always been the curtain door. And I realized when doing this whole project that it's set up for a pocket door. So I managed to find a new track kit that should fit. It's the right size, shape. We've got the track, the rollers. All we need is a door. Now we can go the normal route, be simple with it, and just make it out of wood or something, or try to find a door that's the right size. I kind of doubt it. It's going to be an odd shape. Or we can make it out of some aluminum. And then what would be really cool would be to do like one layer with dimpled eyes and, you know, the Garage Built logo cut in and whatever, and then the back layer solid, and then maybe even some lights in between. I know it's a little extra, but let me know what you think if we should do that or not. I'm torn. But I'm excited that I was able to find, most of them were too big, but I found this kit that looks like it's gonna work. I've got an amp here, you know what that means, but I've already got some stuff in the bus. Oh, including this needs to go in the bus with us. I need to see if this is gonna work or not, but it'll fix. It sounds like a broken record. My biggest gripe, but that's what we're tackling with this renovation, is all my biggest gripes and just the things that can make or break using something and the usability of something. So anyway, let me show you what I got. I've already put it in the bus because I was too excited, but I haven't tested it yet, so we're gonna do that together. All right, so when I got rid of the old camera distribution dealio here, I took out this whole thing, it presented an opportunity to replace this with something that we could use to, you know, do navigation and stuff. That's one of my gripes, is I would have to use my phone, and when you're trying to drive a dang bus and your phone's falling down, you know, just be nice to have CarPlay. But this is quite the large section, so I had an idea. It actually came from me looking at planes and stuff, and I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but it might. And if it does, I mean, I think it'll be cool. Let me show you. So we have this big head unit that has CarPlay and all of that, and we have another one. This one's a single DIN. So here's my idea: is to use both of them. So let's see. Okay, this one's it's a little it's like a little small for the hole, but I mean, I feel like that's manageable. Does the other one fit? Oh, it fits. We even actually have some room to spare. I don't know what we're gonna do with it. I guess I can make like a little cubby or something. But my idea was, you know, in a plane you have it for redundancy. Right? You have the hardcore GPS and the display. We could use this for multimedia stuff, and then this one pretty much exclusively for GPS, you know, navigation, all the main stuff. And that way here you can play your music, do all that. On this one, it swivels, so hopefully from the passenger seat you can maybe kind of see it. And then this one is kind of in your line of sight, but not blocking your line of sight, to look over here and have your maps. So yeah, I mean, they're definitely gonna work. I was thinking they were gonna be too small, or this was gonna be too small if anything, but that'll work. It's gonna take a little bit of making some parts and pieces for us, but it's gonna be so cool to go from having no CarPlay to double CarPlay. Oh man, okay, well, that's good, because that's one less thing we gotta figure out. The cameras, I do still have to basically acquire some stuff. I've got most everything I need to do this part. Yeah. This is exciting. This stuff's the driving area revamp is gonna make, I think, a world of difference. Because I've been using it with it just kind of torn apart like it is right now. Now, here's the other thing I got a question on. On top of the door, this deal. So this was the old camera deal. Camera screen. It actually is like a DVD player too. Gotta love early 2000s tech. So it went up here. You can see the spot's all cut out for it. Now, I wanted to try to retrofit the new camera system into this, but I don't think it's gonna work to get that kind of monitor in here. But Josue had an idea. If we were to gut this, right, and then put like an Xbox in, you know, internals in here, and then replace the screen, and we'd have a standalone game console that would flip down from the roof. Like, how pimp my ride is that? It's kind of silly, but it would take up a spot, because I got two other spots like this that I need to do something with, you know? And it's a molded factory to it, so it might as well do something that the other two screens aren't gonna do. So anyway, that's the winning idea in my eyes, but I figured I'd open it up to you guys to see if you have any other ideas of what we can do with that box to bring new life to it and reuse it. But that being said, been all over the place with the weather. Flying's been a big one. I've knocked out 10 flight hours in the last 2 weeks, which is a lot. I mean, that's basically what I had going into the last 2 weeks over the last several months. So I'm trying to knuckle down and get it done, but the downside of that is, you know, it takes a lot of time. Point is, I'm out of time for this one. We're gonna have to carry this on to a part 2. But I'm cool with it, because it means I can get a lot more done than I originally intended. Oh, also, just an FYI, I plan on shaving my beard off for the first time in, I don't know, maybe 10 years? Long time. So if I look different in the next video, it's still me, I promise. Just forewarning you. So anyway, hopefully I'll see you guys for that. But for now, I gotta wrap this up. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Goodbye. Goodbye, guys.
got that traffic inside 6308. I'm on the left wing.
Okay. Please wait to expect a personnel to 1.1 mile.
That's on my left front is 1200. I'll lose before him. 08.
I'll come back to code is 11 o'clock, 1 mile, 1000.
Yes, speak sometimes Quebec.
It's 12 o'clock, 1 mile, 1000, bound for the tower.
Copy, speak sometimes Quebec.
I've got the traffic inside 6308.
We still start continue upwind 2 miles to make left traffic. We're 308, your traffic on a 1 mile final, runway 28 clear to land.
Traffic's on a 1 mile final, runway 28 clear to land. 6308. I'm not sure I am. Zoom. I got that traffic inside 6308.
We need 252, 60 change, please. You have a good day. Over 308, turning base.
Turning base, November 308.
33 Alpha, continue upwind 2 miles to make left traffic. I'll just stay off your left side, firm same.
Yeah, thank you, Miles. Okay, copy off my left. We're going to do it to the Alpha.
We're going to check one more time. One call front Alpha, make left traffic, follow step off your nose.
Wait, no, it's off your nose, officer.
South, you can turn your front on.
Yeah, this will be Alpha.
We're 4 Sierra Alpha, We're 4 Sierra Alpha, you're on a RV, 2 southeast on left side. Right, EQ, sir, continue downwind, you're on the chest line, 4 mile final. We're 308, no delay, turn right on Alpha 3.
Right on Alpha 3, no delay, 6308. Waiting around November 6308 off at Alpha 3, requesting taxi back.
6308 Alpha, Lakeland, ground, taxi parking via Alpha Juliet.
Taxi parking via Alpha Juliet, 6308. Wow, that was pretty chaotic getting back in here. The lighting was a little not great, but like I knew what was wrong. I was trying to keep my speed up pretty late.